Alright, what's up going guys, my name is Nico and I'll welcome you yet to another video. Today guys, we are going to talk about the best marches for the open field for each troop type. Means the best marches for infantry, best marches for cavs, best marches for archers, and I will also try to include some engineering marches. If you want to know what are the best commander pairings for your infantry and cavs and archers and leadership, not leadership, I'm sorry, and engineerings, well, stick to the video. Well, first things first, if you are a infantry main, I don't want to say you have to be, but infantry is the strongest troop type in my opinion. But if you're an infantry main, there are simply the best commanders like Liu Che, Ragnar Prime, Scipio Prime, Alex, William Wallace. Alright, really great commanders. But the best commander pairings, if you want to have one meta march, I would recommend you to go with Ragnar Lodbrok paired with Scipio, or you can do actually Liu Che paired with Ragnar. The synergy between Liu Che and Ragnar is not big. There is almost no synergy, but it's so much damage they will output. The synergy is do a lot of damage. All right, so the synergy is Liu Che with Ragnar deals the most damage, but there is a much better synergy if you have a Ragnar Prime and Scipio Prime and a William Wallace with Liu Che or Liu Che with Alex. If I would be you, I would run 2 infantry marches. First, of course, my beautiful Liu Che paired with an Alex, or you can also play William Wallace paired with Liu Che. This would be the first march I would focus on because both of them have smite, and I think smite damage is going to be the future of infantry. After you have this march, you can actually go with Ragnar Prime and Scipio Prime. And the good thing on Scipio Prime is, or at least on this march, you don't need Scipio's expertise. You want to expertise Ragnar because he deals additional damage, which is really nice. And for Scipio, you can stick him to 5-5-5-1 and eventually just passively upgrade the last skill. His expertise does not move the needle if he's paired with Ragnar. His expertise is really good with Guan, but because Guan is so so weak, and he's a glass cannon, and you don't want to play Guan Yu anymore in 2025, at least in January 2025. You don't need Scipio's expertise. So if I was a brand new player, I would do Liu Che paired with Alex or William Wallace paired with Liu Che. Depends on what you like more. I like Alexander the Great more because now that we have Huo much more in the meta again, well, what does he do? He has healing reduction, and Huo is known for a very powerful healing that he actually receives once he beats someone. So it's really nice to have an Alexander. And also archers seems like they will be healing. They will do the mighty healing. So Alexander the Great has now even a bigger role than he has had before. And with Liu Che, that can trigger an additional extra combo attack, which is an actual basic attack. You can trigger Alexander the Great's instant proc damage, which is really great. All right, in my opinion, it's just so beautiful. So now we have also talked about Ragnar Prime paired with Scipio. Yeah, the Ragnar Prime needs to be primary. Scipio should be secondary, in my opinion. You can play both of them because Scipio has a health reduction buff, and after that, when you hit like a truck with Ragnar, it is playable. All right. But I would recommend you to play Ragnar Prime primary, Scipio Prime secondary, and also a march Liu Che primary, secondary Alex, or William Wallace primary, Liu Che secondary. It really depends whether you like Alex more or William Wallace more. I tend to like Alex a little bit more, but I see why people like William Wallace more. The difference between these two is really small. It's more or less a macro management, whether you like, I don't know, the instant proc on Alex more or the skill the active skill damage on William Wallace more. Both of them, it's a lot to love about both of them. Alex is a older commander and has a little bit less damage, but he has so much to love about him. Same goes for William Wallace. Both of them really great commanders in my opinion. Let's jump straight to the new kids on the block, and that is going to be the Cavalry. Well, as you know, Arthur Pendragon is arguably the strongest commander in the game. I really hate to say that, but he is just so busted. In my opinion, you should play, as it stands right now, 2 Cav marches. First would contain Huo Qubing, second paired with Arthur Pendragon, and the second one would contain Alexander Nevsky paired with Jean Prime. If you're a madman, you can actually also play 3 marches, but I would not recommend you do that. And what I say now is just my personal opinion and what I've seen people play. If you want to play 3 marches, Cav marches, and you want them to deal a lot of damage, you go Zhan Yu paired with Arthur Pendragon, because Zhan Yu has a lower rage requirement, so he will deal pretty decent free enemy target troop damage, which is a double fan AoE, because Arthur also has 3 targets. Then you go, of course, Nevsky Joan, and after that, Huo Qubing with Belisarius Prime, because of Belisarius Prime's 12% more damage on his esprits. I would not recommend you to do that, and I understand a lot of people are like, why are you not using William or Attila or Justinian? In my opinion, the synergy between Zhan Yu and Arthur is really good. It's not the best synergy, but it is really good, alright? And it boosts Zhan Yu. Zhan Yu has never been bad. There are just better commanders than Zhan Yu. He is a glass cannon. He deals a lot of damage, but he is just fragile. And the good thing on Arthur is he would give him 20% health bonus, which is what actually Zhan Yu pretty much needs, right? But if you want to do the meta march, it's Huo Qubing paired with Arthur and Alexander Nevsky with Jean Prime. I would stick to that formula. It works, it's really strong, and I would recommend you to actually do that. And now we can actually take a look at our beautiful archers. Archers are in a very tricky spot as it stands right now, in January 2025 at least. In my opinion, you should run only 1 archer march as it stands right now, in January 2025. Alright, and that march is still, in my opinion, Zhu Yiliang paired with Hermann Prime. If we get another mighty healing commander, I think this will change, because Shajar is strong, but we don't have a very strong synergy between her and someone else. Because Zugi is a great commander. He's old, but he's really amazing. Deals circular AoE. So much stats here, even more damage here, and stats and damage and everything. He is a great commander, and the beautiful thing about Hermann is he boosts Zhu Jilian's damage. So the commander pairing that I would recommend you do is run only 1 archer march, as it stands in 2025 January. Run only 1 archer march. Save your gold heads and sculptures. If we get a second really powerful archer that suits to help Shajar, because she is a good commander, but she's just not the strongest, at least not now. If we get something like that, in my opinion, Zugi and Hermann are going to be the second march that you want to run, and Shajar with that someone is going to be the primary march. But as it stands right now, I would recommend you to go only 1 march and 1 march only, in my opinion. Now we can actually talk about leadership, which there is only 1 commander in the leadership that you should think about, and that is Philip. Philip is a secondary commander, alright? Or primary or secondary, it really depends. But you should invest into Philip only, just and only, if you already have 4 marches and you are working on your 5th march. Because the most benefit you will get out of him is with his, of course, active skill and all of his buffs. Those buffs are really great, but you really need to have 5 marches. If you don't have 5 marches, or at least if you don't have 4 marches, you shouldn't work on him, because of course he will also be good if you have 3 marches, but the most benefit you will get is if you have 5 marches. It is just the best benefit you can get, and I do think that Philip is a great commander, but who do you want to pair with him? In my opinion, if you want to pair him with someone, I would say Liu Che is one of them. Then of course Ragnar Prime is one of them. If you don't have, if you want to play around with something, it really depends. In my opinion, Philip II is a great commander, but we really need more commanders, because as it stands right now, there is a formula, in my opinion, that suits well for a lot of commander pairings. And Philip is like standalone in the leadership that has some relevance. But he is a great commander. And in my opinion, if we get one more broken commander that has no commander pairing, Philip can be paired with that commander, and there will be a formula, go this, go this, go this, and it will be just Gucci. And the next one, we will take a look at engineering. Me, myself, and I'm not a engineering commander player. I've never had engineering marches. As you can see, I have a 1111 Gajamada at level 40, but I did it only because I wanted to test him. I did not test him. But if you want to have the best engineering march, in my opinion, it's still going to be Gajamada paired with Cordoba. Cordoba, in my opinion, he's really strong. All right, I've read his skills. He's busted. He really is good. I hate how he looks. If we would get a really awesome looking commander that has engineering but looks really cool, then I would actually think about going in for a engineering march. But we don't have that yet, so I'm not really tend to go with a engineering march. If you don't know what you're doing with the engineerings, you should not invest into them. All right, engineerings need a lot of micromanagement, because sometimes when the murder ball moves, you have to move, and when they are pushing you, you have to move back. All right, and if you have, for example, 2 open field marches or 3 open field marches and 1 engineering march, it's hard to manage both of them, because it's like 2 separate things you have to manage. So if you want to do that, it's important that you understand that you can do this only if you, first of all, if you don't have any open field marches, then you will like have only this march and you will see that it's really good. Or if you actually want to, if you have time and if you know what you're doing, then you should go engineering, because Cordoba is a great commander. Same goes for Gajamada. And this commander pairing is a really strong commander pairing. But it really depends whether you want to do engineering or not. In my opinion, engineering is just not there yet. If we see another engineering wheel, I don't know, it's going to be maybe 9 months or something. If we get a strong engineering commander, then yeah, I think after that we can say that engineering is on the same page like Cavs, like infantry, and like archers. But as it stands right now, in my opinion, it's just still a little secondary march that you can think about, but you don't necessarily need it to be a good player, in my opinion. Anyways, this is it with the video, or at least I would love to say that. First things first, please subscribe to the channel, it will help me out a lot. Second thing, remember, even if Arthur Pendragon is a great commander, Liu Che will always clap his ass. Bye!